And if you don't mind, you also were pretty public about your recent surgery.
Oh, sure.
And so I want to kind of get into that of why you chose that, why no Botox, the whole recovery with antibiotics, all that good stuff.
Well, I used to weigh 300 pounds. I'm about 195 pounds now, and I'm incredibly lean. And I don't diet, I don't try to be lean. It's just how my biology works when everything works right. So I'm going to be like the douchebag guy and like show my abs off, right? I didn't like do anything crazy this morning, but like this is unusual.
That's super lean. Yeah.
Like, and you can actually like there's veins and stuff. Like that's crazy, right? But I can also grab skin that you should not be able to grab. That's not fat. That's from when I was fat. So my body has about half of a large bath towel worth of extra skin. And I had a lot of it on my face. And when you get lean, you have less fat everywhere, including on your face. And I actually lost the dimples. See, I have dimples?
Mm.
I'd lost those that I had my entire life because I just had twice as much skin on my face as I should have had just from normal aging. So I tried everything, all the lasers and stuff. Doesn't work. Not for that volume of skin. So after a lot of work, I did an advanced stem cell actual facelift where they took a piece of skin from each side of my face this big, like literally that much skin on each side of my face,
Oh my gosh.
28 square inches. And there's no way to do that with just normal biological stuff. The body is not set up to remove that much extra tissue because we're never set up to be that fat. So I decided to do it. And I was completely camera ready in about 3 weeks. And I posted a video saying it would be a lot cheaper and less painful to just not get fat in the first place. So don't get really obese because you will have to deal with the skin. So I dealt with the skin, and I think my face looks pretty freaking good. And I recognize myself again. I have my dimples, and I'm completely happy with it. And I have no issues with having controlled my biology. I'm gonna live to 180 years old. I'd like to have a matching amount of skin to my current body weight rather than twice as much skin as I need.
Well, your face looks amazing. I can't even tell that you had surgery, what, like a month and a half ago?
Yep,
How long ago?
it's about 6 weeks. That sounds about right. Maybe
Okay.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
And
evidence.
well, no, I saw the photo
Yeah,
that you did on Instagram.
little scar
And
right there. You know, see
okay.
that? Do you see that tiny little scar?
It's hard to see through the video, but I can
Yeah.
see it a little bit. Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
if you
That
look
they did
above
great.
this eye, there's a little bit one right there. You see it?
Okay. Now, do you have a scar right here by your ear?
No, there's no scars at all.
Okay.
There's a scar behind the ear, but what I
Okay.
did is I went to this place called RMI. If you go to daveasprey.com/RMI, I talk about it. So I didn't just do a facelift. They mixed stem cells in with my own fat so that my body would heal very rapidly. And then I did all the normal biohacking stuff that I do and just recovered shockingly quickly. And my skin is really good. I'm so happy with how it
Wow.
came out. And some people saying, Dave, you got a facelift. No, I actually got like two facelifts. It's more like a facial circumcision. Like there's a lot of skin on my face. There's a picture on Instagram where I'm grabbing the skin on my face and just pulling on it.
Oh
So I
my
have like
gosh.
young skin, but you have a lot of young skin. What are you going to do with it? It's got to go somewhere.
Wow. Well, you look amazing, and that's probably why too you already follow a healthy diet. So that's probably why you had a quick recovery and all the things that you do already. And I think that a lot of people are curious because you didn't do Botox, obviously, and that wouldn't even solve the issue, right?
I have tried Botox and Xeomin historically, and Xeomin is basically Botox without the proteins that can cause the inflammatory problems. There is a downside to Botox. It appears to accumulate in the brain. And I practice really advanced meditation with computers hooked to my head. I teach people how to do it. I just wrote heavily meditated. After Botox for about a week, I can feel a difference in my meditation, in my cognition. It's a subtle thing, but it's not a placebo thing. It's like there's certain like states that I can just turn on and off, and they're very hard to turn on and off. So it's like a sluggishness of the energetics in my brain. And there's science that backs that up. So I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. And there's good evidence at this point that it does increase collagen thickness. But over time, if I'm living for potentially hundreds of years and it accumulates in the brain and we don't know how to get it out, I'm not sure it's a long-term strategy. So I have no Botox in right now, and if we're going to be like really critical, like there's still a little bit on my forehead, where there's like a little bit of like wrinkliness. I'm sure I could go Botox the crap out of that. I don't care. Like I like my face, and it's not worth it. There's also a bunch of evidence around Botox. Well, it limits other people's ability to know your emotions. So if your face is sort of glassy smooth and you don't have a smile, how are people going to connect with you?
Well, I also think too, like Botox is literally short for botulism toxin. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to put a toxin that's going to paralyze my muscles. And then it's kind of like if you stop doing it, you're just going to look even worse. It's going to be like a huge change.
Yeah, you might want to exercise those muscles instead of paralyze them. That's the other side of things.
Well, there you go. And I told myself, I said, if I were to ever get anything done, it would be a facelift versus Botox, because I feel like that's less toxic. Am I just completely wrong?
Anytime you get surgery, the biggest concern is how are they going to anesthetize you? And this has a lot to do with consciousness
Mm.
because most anesthetics mess with the microtubules in your brain that are probably foundational for consciousness. And not all of them do that.